Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV, Puerto Vallarta Pride Parade.
Unison 2026 closing ceremonies.
The Halifax Atlantic Pride Pageant. Hello, and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And I'm Darren Manette. We'd like to thank the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh Nation for the honor and privilege of filming on their unceded traditional lands.
Outlook TV is the queer magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
Right on. So first up, we're going to check in with Gary. He's at Unison 2026. I was there. I was singing. It was fantastic. He's got all the deets on the closing ceremonies.
You know you can't sing.
We're in Vancouver at the Queen Elizabeth Theatre for the closing of Unison 2026, and we're going to be talking with the co-producer Yogi Omar about events of the last 4 days.
For the times, they are a-changing.
Unison Festival just wrapped. The last 4 days, May 15 to 18, has been amazing. It's a long weekend full of music, queer joy, community, love, and everything, music, healing spirits. That's the theme, and it really encapsulates that whole feeling. In the closing concert, there's what is called the Festival Choirs. There are 4 of them. The SSAA for soprano and altos, and TTBB for tenors and basses, and then the SATB for the mixed choirs. And then for the first time ever, we have the Two-Spirit trans and non-binary ensemble group. And it's historic, it's important. And I think that in the beginning, it was something that we thought might be 30, 40 people, and then it grew and it grew and it grew. So we decided to close the festival with that, and I think it's the right, perfect choice for it. I think choirs really benefit from attending Unison because they can see other groups, they can see inspiration, they can steal some songs from other choirs. Maybe they saw and I'm like, oh, I like that one. Maybe my choir will want to sing that one. Individuals who come to Unison, I think, would really feel like they're not alone. You know, like I think you feel that already in your own choir. But sometimes, when you're coming from Yukon or like Fiarmente is from a North Island in BC, it feels really isolated. So people coming here is really bringing people together, and hopefully it just brings a lot more joy in your life. I got a lot of feedback from first-timers. The most common theme I heard was overwhelmingly positive. It's everyone who has attended this for the first time felt like they come home, and this is the place they always want to live in. In 2030, Unison is going to Montreal.
We are grateful. We're very excited. We are proud. And there's a little bit of oh my God, so much for us to do.
This is Gary Wolfeder for Outlook TV in Vancouver.
And tuning in to Diva Station, we're over in Halifax for the Atlantic Pride Pageant.
Right on. It's just showcasing Atlantic Canada's queer community.
Atlantic Pride doesn't crown a winner, it reveals one. And tonight, I'm paying very close attention. I'm Devastation, and this is the Atlantic Pride Pageant.
I think for queer visibility, especially in the time that we're in right now, it's really important because queerness in performing arts especially is not usually shown in a very good light. It's often really difficult for gender diverse performers especially to be seen. There's a lot of stuff that's not written for them. There's a lot of stuff that they don't get to perform in. And this really kind of opens them up and allows them to do whatever they want, whatever they dreamed of. And I think that's kind of where we need to be going with all performance art in general, to be quite honest.
I look for not perfection. If I can see you counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm looking for those raw bits, but I'm also looking for it to be authentic. We can tell when you are faking it.
Why are events like this so important culturally?
I think these are, well, the thing is that, yes, we need to make sure that we are representing our queer community, but we need to represent what Halifax, Jubuktuk is about, unceded, surrendered territory of the Mi'kmaq people, the landing of the loyalists for Black people, and the queer history that runs through that vein to make sure that it's holding something to our past, but also bringing something to the future. And I think this pageant is trying to hold that together because the world's been pushing at us.
I've seen a lot of younger children here tonight. What do you hope that they take out from this?
Hope, and community. I want them to see that there is such a love for all of us as performers, and that we hold each other together through this all, and that they can come into this community and feel welcomed and feel safe. If they end up to be queer or however they identify, that they can have a safe space to be, and they see that we as adults are thriving.
If you have one message that you want to send out to the kids, what is it going to be?
To never be afraid to ask questions, to always be respectful of others, and to just keep on keeping on. Never have the fear to reach out to somebody, because we have always been that person that if we need to reach out, there will always be somebody there. There's always someone who's gone through what you're going through, and we will get you through it.
The winner of the Atlantic Pride pageant is contestant number 3, Randy L.
Well, that was an amazing pageant. Congratulations to the winner. I'm Devastation for Outlook TV.
All right, stick around. We have way more coming up. I'm going to give her some singing lessons.
Welcome back. I can sing now. You're watching Outlook TV.
No, she really can't actually, but we have a really cool story with Mike in one of my favorite places. He's in Puerto Vallarta for the Pride Parade. Fun all around. So next up, we're in Toronto with Andre. He's at a retirement community called the Rekai Center where they have a rainbow wing.
Cool. Wickedly progressive.
Hello everyone, salut tout le monde. For many LGBTQ plus seniors, entering long-term care can also mean the fear of hiding who they are. But in Toronto, the Rainbow Wing at the Rekai Centers is changing that, creating a space built on dignity, identity, and belonging.
In 2008, a resident by the name of Gordon Sharp disclosed that he was from the community, but didn't feel safe for me to disclose that information. It was an integral part for me to ensure that education for staff, residents, for the Rekai Centers to be an inclusive environment for the acronym, the 2S LGBTQI+ community. So Gordon Sharp shaped the future of the Rekai Center's Rainbow Wing.
When I created the legacy and history wall for the Rainbow Wing, I felt that we needed to include very positive messages. What I did is went to the archives and looked for positive images throughout history of Toronto and Canada where a queer person could find themselves.
The Rainbow Wing is so important, and the partnerships that we've created made this wing really bright, shining. The most important partnership that we had was the creation of the Legacy Wall with Walter. Rekai Centers is extremely proud of Walter's work and our partnership with the archives. We have developed a history, a legacy, and a belonging for our 2S LGBTQI seniors.
So when I see residents going through the history and legacy wall and looking at the images, the posters, and the photographs that I put on the wall, it makes me smile because I can see that some people recognize themselves in it. I can see that their memory is drifting off in some fantasy world that they lived through, and that makes me happy.
So here at the Rekai Centers, our training is super important. We have consistent Rainbow Champion program where we honor our champions to be great supports for everyone else in the building that help support not only our residents, help support our staff, but also to help support our external community when coming into the Rainbow Wing. Building support and bringing people on board into the inclusivity journey of our Rainbow Wing was super important. Bringing people together, providing our Rainbow Champion education to ensuring that staff are prepared, staff are knowledgeable, and we are ready when challenges we may be faced with. Expansion is extremely important for the Rekai Centers, and we are opening up another 22-bed Rainbow Wing at our Cherry location in 2028, and is super excited to be providing training and opportunities for other long-term care homes to create safer spaces, very similar to the Rainbow Wing. We have been across Ontario helping to support this initiative. We have many residents who are dealing with many different challenges, and having a Rainbow Wing dedicated for their space is extremely needed, and we will continue to advocate for more spaces, more safer spaces for our 2S LGBTQI plus Rainbow seniors.
Thank you for being with us. This is Andre Tardif at the Rekai Centers in Toronto for Outlook TV.
Well, I need some time to visit the Rainbow Wing, if you'll just excuse me, but come on back.
You're getting there faster than you expect. We all are.
Hi, my name is Alpha Skimon. I'm the founder of Fake Not, and you are watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
And taking us into the heart of the queer space in Montreal, Mario visits the Espace.
Espace LGBTQ+ will be opening its doors in 2028. It is located in the heart of the Montreal village. It will be offering office spaces to associations from the community. Let's have a sneak peek.
Espace LGBTQ+ is a non-profit based in Montreal that is gathering more than 60 organizations serving the community. And the purpose is to offer affordable spaces and to encourage the mutualization of knowledges, of resources, so we can all be stronger together. The first project of Espace LGBTQ+ is Espace Plus Village. It's a community complex entirely dedicated to nonprofits. The goal is to propose affordable rents and affordable spaces. Espace Plus Village is going to welcome more than 10 organizations, not often well represented in the village or in the LGBTQ+ community of Montreal. So for example, we'll have Agir, that is working for immigrants of the community. We have the Center for Lesbian, that is also like not well represented in the village. So the goal is really to get as much organizations and as much community reached as possible. The project will start with the renovations and the rehabilitation of a 100-year-old building in the center of the village. So we will make it accessible, we will make it as less polluting as possible. So the works are going to start by the end of the summer, hopefully, and we're aiming on opening on the end of 2027, beginning of 2028. So the project is going to be 26,000 square feet on 3 different levels. We're going to have 10 organizations permanent with their offices, but we're also going to have spaces available for the community for rent. So for example, a community kitchen, a rooftop, a multifunctional room. And the goal is really like to have a dynamic space, like a living space that people can come in if they have questions, that people can come in if they need support or help on anything. Actually, the people that are going to work at the front desk on the complex are going to be trained for support, for intervention, just in case. So the goal is really to be a central space for the communities in the center of the village. The project is a response to the situations that our community organizations are facing right now and that our communities are facing in general. So we have the rise of right-winged ideas. A lot of community organizations are going to lose their spaces, are going to start to cut their services, are actually starting to cut their services because of the funding that is less and less years by years. There's also the rise of the population of the village that is rising by 400% in the next 10 years. So all of this is why the complex is essential for our communities. Our goal is really to expand to, like, this is one project, this is the first big project, but we're working on multiple projects across Quebec, in Montreal, outside Montreal. So the goal is really to make spaces accessible for as much nonprofits as possible.
For more info, you can check out their website. This was Mario Langlois in Montreal for Outlook TV.
My house in the middle of the street, my house. Our next story features my house.
Yeah, so this one celebrates all the ballroom dance culture. You remember that?
I don't.
I'm at the Vancouver Dance Centre to meet with the choreographer Ralph Escamillan, who's presenting the world premiere of My House. It's featuring ballroom culture. Let's find out more.
My House is a new project that I'm producing with Fake Not, my dance company here in the city that centers around Vogue and ballroom culture, specifically how the house structure supports and kind of cares for the community and for members in the ballroom scene, mother, father, prince, princess, godparents, and showing that support system through movement and dance. So ballroom, the way I would describe it would be its history, its lineage. So it comes from Black, Latinx, trans, queer community, specifically in Harlem in the 1960s. Community that's really gathered around an event called a ball, which is a competition-based structure, very similar to like a drag pageant. But unlike a drag pageant where you go through all the categories, in ballroom, every category is separated. So everyone has their opportunity to be seen, to be celebrated, and to win a trophy or two. We're not talking about standard or foxtrot or, cha-cha. This is a culture that inherently is queer, is trans, is for people like me specifically. And I think its contribution to the queer community has been, always the language, saying diva, yes, like fierce, all these words in vernacular come from Black trans people, specifically from the ballroom scene. So, and it constantly becomes a cultural hub for all the things that we know and love today as a queer people. Because I think ballroom can be so quite abrasive but beautiful. I was really curious about in this piece to bring duration, to be able to see something in a longer space. Because when you're competing at a ball, it's usually you get 30 seconds on the floor, you get you get a moment. So I was really curious about how we encapsulate a moment in time but extend it for an audience sitting down in a proscenium. My work is always hopefully trying to get people to question and be curious. I'm not very much an artist that wants to control or manipulate how audiences see my work. It's more about offering opportunity for them to question and take things home after. Ballroom is so nuanced and has so many layers to it, and to think that I can do that all in one piece is like kind of impossible. So my hope is that people are wondering, oh, like, what is a family? What is ballroom? How does it fit within my life? And or like, who are the people around me that it benefits? And also understanding that family is more than just a genetic disposition, but it really is something that is chosen for a lot of people as a way to survive and to get through the world. Well, my house is premiering here at the Dance Center, where I'm associate artist in June 19th and 2026. Please come to the show, tell your friends. We only have 2 shows this time around, but hopefully many, many more. And we'll see you at my house.
Don't miss My House, June 19th to 20 at the Vancouver Dance Center. This is Gary Wolfader for Outlook TV.
Oh, well, that's all the time we have left for this episode of Outlook TV, but we always come back with more stories, so should you.
Absolutely. And if you'd like to volunteer with us, that would be fantastic. Check us out on all of our socials.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And I'm Darren Monette.
Stay fabulous, Canada.